Today I'm going to be showing you how to build out a clay table to scrape lots of schools or colleges, get their professors and also their contact information. This is a table I was building out for someone I know, and they were basically looking to target specific teachers, professors, etc., and certain faculties and basically certain places like that. And yeah, I have the table here built out. I also have all the Appify, all that fancy stuff. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Liam. I have a cold email lead generation agency, MTOS, sent around 1 million emails last year, in like last 12 months ish. So awesome. Let's get right into it. So we will be doing everything off Appify initially, and this is how we're going to be structuring it. And Appify is pretty much the best place of going about sourcing scraped materials across the board, like literally across the board. I would definitely have a look. So we use the Google Maps extractor. This is the one I use the most. This is the one I would recommend everybody use because of the pricing and how it's kind of structured. And it's also a pay per result model, which is definitely ideal in like certain situations. So you basically have this Appify actor that is going to go in and it's going to scrape Google Maps for you. And I was just testing it out and running it just to see what it looked like. So you basically have the search term, you have the location, and then you have the number of places to extract. There's a few other things. There's no need to actually properly use them, so I have never needed to use them. You can do everything else afterwards at your own pace. And what you want to do is you want to go into the JSON, and you basically have this JSON here that is super, like, this is what you basically need to run this actor inside of Clay. And if I come over here, we basically have a run Appify actor column inside of the setup. I'm just going to move my head here. So a run Appify actor, and you need to input your API key for Appify and just look up get API key into Google and you'll get your API key for Appify anyways. And then what you do is you have to run the Google Maps extractor once. So basically save and start, limit it to one, because last time I did this, it ran for a lot and I burnt a bunch of money just because of just me being dumb. It was literally just me being really stupid, right? And run it once, and then once you click on this, it'll have a drop down, and of course, like, I have a bunch of stuff that I would recommend. Like, you can do it, you guys can do whatever you want, right? But I had a ton of stuff, and what you can basically do is you come in here and you copy and paste the JSON that you basically have here. So you just take this, copy and paste this into here, and when you do this, so let me just show you. So if you take this, go like this, and then you go like this, A and then V. You have to move around a few of the segmentations, right? So if I go like this, oh, sorry, you have to move around a couple of these segmentations. There we go. And this restaurant here, you can change to whatever you're looking for. So you can have another search query in here. It depends on what you need. But we can have colleges, right? And then the location query, you can change to whatever you want. So this is going to be place. And what this means is whenever you add another row in the Appify actor and you put another location inside, which you can easily do with AI and just copy and paste down, it will run the Appify actor across the board for all of these locations. So you don't have to go in and individually scrape each thing, it will do it for you. And once you do this, you get a list. So if I come over here, you get a list of outputs that looks kind of like this. And this is really good to just scrape really qualified, I guess, local leads in general. And then, of course, we get like the name of the school, etc., their address, their website, and all the Google Maps information that you usually get. And then what we do is we map it over to a find teachers table. My Clay is like acting up because it's like in the thing, but whatever, right? And I'm gonna keep my head here actually. And basically, you map this over, and my first thought process was to run a enrich school information. So we look for all of this general information that we're looking for, and it will go through. And I was using Claude Sonnet just because Claude is so goddamn powerful. And I'm going to provide you with the name of a secondary school or college based in Ireland. This is going to be in London, so you can move that around. I'll also be providing you with their Google Maps links, their websites, and their phone numbers. I need you to locate 4 things for me. And then you basically give it a list of things you want it to find for you. You give it the my job depends on this information, which is a funny prompt. And then you have here's the site, here's Google Maps, and here's the phone number. And then what's nice about this is you can format the output in fields, which specifically tells it like how you want it to output. So if you ask it to find a website, an address, a phone number, and a school type, you can basically map over what type of each they are and have it segmented in a JSON format, and this will give it back to you in like a certain way, which is really good, really, really good. Would 100% recommend. And then we then look for teacher positions. So once we get a website, we are then looking for like teachers inside of these schools that we want to contact. Like maybe we have a research tool, or maybe we have an AI that can possibly help them, or like transcriptions, etc. There's a lot of different things we can do, right? And so this is one of them, right? You are tasked with extracting a list of teachers and their positions from a school's website. Navigate to the school's website to list all the teachers, principals, and vice principals, professors or lecturers handling pagination if necessary. This is important, very important, because a lot of these sites will have some sort of pagination linked to it, and you want it to keep going with this website that lists staff members, extract the first and last name of individuals. If the page is pagination, ensure you navigate through all pages, format the output as first name position, and if no relevant information, output NA. And what this basically does is it will give you the output that looks like this. So it's like name and then position, because of course there's a few different positions that we're kind of looking for. And then from here, this is the output I have set up, right? This is a JSON format, and this is telling the AI how I want this to be output for me. So when I go into it, I can tell it to structure a certain way, and this makes my life much easier. And if I just come over here, so when I come into this segment now, and when it finds a teacher, it will come in and it will list it like this. It will have a list, and inside of that list, inside of each item inside of that list, you'll then have an array. And then inside of that array, you will then have like text items. And like this array, right, we have position. So this is a key value pair. So the key is position, the value is principal. The key is last name, the value is Daher. I don't know how to say that. So, and we do this, and what this does is it will loop through and it will run it for each and every single one. And like as you can see, the number varies. So 49, because this is a uni. 19, 4, 2, 2, 3, because some of these might have smaller schools. And then I'll show you what that kind of looks like and how we're getting the contact information on that end as well. But additionally, we also have another prompt, which is I'm going to provide you with a school's website. I want you to find out one thing, the full name of the principal of the school. I want you to visit every single joining website that has the same domain to the main website, and I'm going to provide you the principal. Or I'm going to provide you. The principal is probably under staff or people's tab. And you just give it instructions on how to go and find this principal. It's very, very specific on how this is like structured and how this basically works, right? And like you can read this in your own time. This is a long prompt. It took a long time to get this right, because it just kept getting it wrong. But this is working as a final, as you can see with the outputs. And then from there, you can basically run a waterfall sequence where it'll go through a couple of email providers. I just have Lead Magic here, but it'll go through a couple of email providers, and it will find emails and it will validate if they actually exist as people inside of the facility, faculty. And you just need the name of the person and the website. And then this is the same prompt, but this is for deputy principal. And let me see here. Yeah, so there can be multiple deputy principals. So this is why there's multiple different segments on the deputy end. And then as you can see, again, you guys can have a look. I am not going to read through all this because this took a while to figure out. And then if I come to find emails, so from here, right, what you do is you map over all of the information to a new table, and then you run a waterfall sequence where you look for the emails. So as you can see, let me just move my head here. So we have the full name, the last name, the first name, the position, and all of this absolutely incredible information, right? And then we have the website and the number, which there is no number right now, but if there was, there would be there, right? And you basically put it through Lead Magic, Find Email, Prospio, and then the Validate Email. So you basically run this to the end of the process, and this will then give you an outputted email to target in terms of like finding the person's email that is actually relevant in this exact scenario, and you can contact them and be like, yeah, this is like exactly what I'm looking for. So this is kind of the full process. I do have a lead generation agency, as I mentioned at the beginning. If this is something you're interested in or you want some help with, there's a link below in the description. It takes you to my landing page. It's me basically telling you how I can help you book more calls per month. If you're interested, book a call. If not, no worries. There's plenty of other stuff on this channel for you to go through. And if there's anything else, and have a great day. And I will see you now. Okay, bye.